Okay, hi everybody. Will Faerber here. Uh, Hannah, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
How's it gone this week with Duke? It looks
Not
like
too
he's ready to
bad.
go today.
We actually had
Excellent.
some really good rides where he was very forward and stretching pretty well. So I'm curious to see
Excellent.
how he looks this week compared to last week too.
Wonderful. I love how fit he's looking. He's really lost his belly in these last few weeks. He's looking much better. Let's start today with a little work in hand since I haven't seen you, and I know Ron has been working with that for you a little bit. So let's start off with a little work in hand today just to see how that's going with him.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, if you just get a dressage whip there, we'll do some work in hand.
Okay.
We'll just start on a big circle there at the end. Obviously, he's learned his stretching lessons. That's quite good. Keep that going. And while you're doing it, just try to push his hindquarters out on your circle just a little bit. So we always want to get him a little bit shoulder forward, keeping him engaging that inside hind leg, stretching deep. And trying to make it a little more active so we get consistent. Good there, good job. Go ahead and go large down the long side, and at the top, we'll turn by the center line and try to do a leg yield to the left. Remembering the leg yield, just like when we ride, we always want to keep the shoulder slightly in advance. The reason for that is this, so they don't hit their legs together when they're trying to cross over. Go ahead and turn by the center line. We'll do a leg yield to the left. Like that. Not at all. Good job. Keep that going. Yeah, right there is really good. Very nice. Good active step. So just go ahead and make a circle when that happens. Just go back and start that again. I like how fit this horse looks today. It looks like he's really gotten rid of that belly. Go ahead and start the leg yield there. Is it going? And now it's, yeah, that's good. Just need a little more contact with your outside rein, not more pressure on it, but just kind of, the inside rein is the least important one when we're doing this. Try to keep the inside rein pretty loose. The outside rein will loose as well, but just keeping the slack out of it. Let's go back and stretch him down this wall and try that again. Same place. And go ahead and start our leg yield from the center line here. So always keeping that shoulder over to the left a little bit. That's where it went wrong. As soon as they start to get the shoulder over too far towards you, then he's going to start having difficulty. Like that, as long as he keeps that shoulder there. Good, that's good. Keep that going like that. Good. All the way to the rail. Much better that time. Good job. Now that time you had much better contact in your outside rein and almost no contact on the inside, and that's just how you want to do it. Because if we have contact on the inside, we're never, some people when they do this, they're trying to pull the horse around or trying to pull him around onto that inside rein, when that's really not the point. The point is to get him into the outside rein. And go ahead and stretch him all the way down the circle here. As you come to the center line, go ahead and halt and go ahead and change directions. We'll go the other way. Good job. And now keep pushing his hindquarters out a little bit on your circle there. And then move the hindquarters to the outside a little bit. And then go ahead and go large down the next one side. There you go. All the way. There you go. Good job. Now you got him over there. Then try to activate the walk a little more. When he's really walking out, you should have a hard time keeping up with him. Go ahead and turn by the center line and try your leg heels to the right. Good job there. There it goes. Keep it going. There you go. Try not to pull his neck over too far to the left. Remember, we always want the neck in line with the rest of the spine in anything that we do with horses. Go ahead and let him straighten. Try to just get him to stretch straight on the rail there for you. And go ahead back on your circle one more time. Just from where you are there is fine. Just let him circle. And once again, trying to move his hindquarters out a little bit. And go ahead and go large down the long side. We'll try that again. Remember with your whip, sometimes he's kind of humping up behind because you're touching him too far back on his hindquarters back there with your whip. Okay. Remember, when we use the whip, we want to touch right where our leg would go, because that's what we're doing with this, is teaching him how to respond to the leg. So we don't want to, and a lot of horses like him are quite ticklish if you put that whip way back there on his hindquarters. That's what's causing him to get a little anxious there. That's better. And well, again, we'll try turning by the center line and doing a leg heel to the right, always keeping the right shoulder towards the right, towards the wall a little bit. We want him to lead the exercise just slightly with the shoulder, being very careful that we don't take too much inside rein, that we don't pull his neck out of line with the rest of his spine. So keep that going. Good, that's better that time. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good, good. That's better. Good, good. You caught yourself in time. Good, good. All the way down there. Good. That was much better that time. And let it stretch all the way down now. Good. Good. That was much, much better. And come on down the end and we're ready to start lunging. Now with him, we sort of got away from doing a little bit of this only because his problems were more about getting him to move. And we will come back to the work in hand and do more of it once he really get the motor going, so that we're not just always working on getting him moving. And he looks quite active today. One of the problems that you were having there is the way you were holding the whip. You want both of your hands actually to be up, your palms up in your hands, and the whip going through your hand. If you go online, you'll see I show you how to do this. Because if you try to hold the whip like this in your hand, like you would normally hold it, yeah, the way he's showing you there, that's the way you want to hold it, like that. And at first, it will be more difficult to do that with most people, but you'll find that will let you get the whip where you need it to be, where your leg goes, not way back tickling him on the hindquarters back there somewhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Okay. We're ready to lunge. Looks like he's ready to go today. Good. If we can get the walk in the beginning, that's what we'd like to do. I like how active his walk is. For him, that's quite good. Keep that going. Getting better. Actually, this is the best I stayed in the walk. This is quite good. We'd always like to start off the walk if we can. With him, in times in earlier days, we kind of had to go into the trot because he was just moving so slowly. But this is actually starting to look quite good. 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 That's really quite good. Maybe the best I've ever seen his walk start off. That he just usually wants to go into a trot a little bit. So this is really good. Stretching out in front of you quite nicely. Very nice.
He had enough.
Go ahead. That's all right. That was really good for him. That was good. Go ahead and let him trot. That's longer than we normally get a good walk. And now just a little bit more active out. Just a little bit too slow. Let's see if we can get a little more swing out of him there. There we go. Good. Good. That's really good. So every time his head comes up, just try to yield his hindquarters a little bit to the outside. Good. Very nice. I like that. Good job. Good. There we go. Like this.
Good boy.
That's it. Good job. You can go ahead and let him canter a little bit. See what he does.
Cancer.
Nice. He's starting to lift himself a little more in his canter. That's good. Go ahead and let him trot again.
Oh, trot. Good boy.
Good. Now let's try to get him to settle in that trot now. Good. Very good. Notice how nicely his diagonal pairs are swinging together. Always what we're looking for. So even when he brings his head up and down, he's not altering the stride. So that tells us he's staying over his back quite nicely, even if he's coming up and down with his head and neck. And ask him to walk.
Oh,
Really nice.
walk.
Really nice.
Oh, oh, walk. Good boy.
Very nice. And just let him walk for a moment. As you come to the center line there, you can go ahead and ask him to stop and change direction. That was good.
Oh, oh. Walk, walk.
Keep working on that walk for a minute, see if we can get it a little better. You can go ahead and trot with him. That's okay. At a later date, we'll work on the walk a little more when we can.
Good boy.
Just keep trying to yield his hindquarters just a little bit to the outside as you can. Yeah, it's getting better. Good, like that. Good. Very nice, right there. Good. Very nice. Nice big swing right there. That's excellent.
Good boy.
Very nice. Excellent, right there. And go ahead and let him canter a little bit.
Canter. Good boy.
Good. And let him come back for trot.
Oh, trot. Oh, good boy.
Yeah, it's coming very nicely. Every time he comes up, just try to yield those hindquarters a little bit. Really good. Yeah, good. This horse is starting to look like he has a motor. And go ahead and let him walk.
Oh,
And walk.
Walk. You walk. Good boy.
Good. All right, let us come to the center line. You can halt, and we're ready to move the side reins up to the upper position.
Ooh.
Looking very energetic today, Ron.
Yes, he does. Looks good.
Good.
Okay. Okay. Should we go the same direction or back to the right?
You can switch directions. Doesn't make a lot of difference. I usually say I always want to, when I'm making something harder, I want to go on the easiest side for the horse, whichever that might be. That is not going to make a lot of difference one way or another.
Yeah.
At this point, I hope, and just let him walk again. Let's see if he'll walk into himself, relax into.
Wow.
See if we can keep the walk for a moment. Yeah, that's coming around. Keep walking. Just keep that walk going if we can. Keep trying to yield his hindquarters a little bit if we can without getting him to break. Okay. Remember, we're always looking for that underside of his neck to really soften up and see the top part of his neck begin to thicken out. That tells us he's beginning to engage the right set of muscles.
Walk. Walk. Good. Good.
Good boy. And now go ahead and let him drop. Good. Good going. Turn around, keep him going.
So this gives him a lower limit of how far he can stretch?
Yes, exactly. So this lets us begin to see whether he can stay up or not. Now, right now, I think they're a little bit on the short side. Let's lengthen those side reins just a little bit, maybe 3 holes on each side. He's having a little bit of difficulty there.
Walk.
So what we're looking for is the same engagement, the same stride that we have in the stretch. But when we bring them up, we want to see that be able to stay exactly the same. So a little bit longer, maybe 3 holes on each side, just give them a little more room to stretch into them. So many people have ideas about what, in fact, most people start training horses by training the head and neck. That's what they're looking at the beginning. So we always have to look at the head and neck. We have to put it in a position that allows the horse continue to trot mechanically correctly through its back, right? So that's what's important, never the position of the head and neck. So as they get stronger, which we're hoping he is now, that we begin to be able to bring the head and neck up. And always thinking, you know, we don't ride horses much until they're in working gaits, and that's what we're doing here, is teaching the horse to move in what we call working gaits. We call them working gaits because that's where we work, you know, we really start riding them. So we don't ride horses much until they achieve working gaits, and then they're ready to be ridden. But they have to be able to hold themselves up before we can expect them to hold us up too. Keep the walk going for a minute, just to relax into that. And keep trying to yield his hindquarters a little bit. Yeah, like that. Good. Getting better. Got going. That's more like it. That's more about where he's capable of being. Keep that going. You keep trying to yield his hindquarters away from you a little bit. We're always trying to engage that inside hind leg in the beginning of training. That's why we're always trying to get the horse a little bit shoulder in, a little shoulder forward. Go ahead and let him trot for a minute. So that's like a more comfortable length for him. And now he needs to get a little more active. Now he's kind of trotting a bit too slow. His hindquarters are kind of falling out behind a little bit. So once again, trying to yield the hindquarters a little bit to the outside. Getting better. Keep it going. It's getting better. Keep it going. Keep trying to yield the hindquarters a little more. It's getting better. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting there. That's looking better. Keep it going. Keep trying to yield the hindquarters a little bit to the outside. That's getting better. Again, keep trying to yield the hindquarters a little bit at a time so we get them to move out a little bit. Good, that's getting better. Good, good, good. That's what we want to see. Good. Now he's trying to find the contact. Good. That's what we want to see. That's good. Keep that. Good. That's good. That's what we look for. And that's starting to look like a working trot. Now notice how the underside of the neck now is starting to relax and he's starting to thicken the top side of the neck. So we're starting to see the right things beginning to happen here. And of course the stride is staying the same. He's continuing to step underneath himself. Good. Keep that going. Like that. Much better. So you can see with this horse, when you get his pole too high, that's what, when they were too short, he couldn't relax into it. For his level of development, we needed to give him more length so he could lower his pole a little bit. And they're all a little bit different, you know, depends on how horses' necks are put on their bodies, all these make a difference. Yeah, that's coming really nicely now. That's good. Keep that. Oops, right there. Good. There we go. Now let him walk. That's really good, like that. That's what we're looking for. There's your working like that. So that's what we'd like to see when ultimately when you're on him, and much better walk now when he comes back. Then you go ahead and halt and change directions. That was good. That's what we're looking for. Much better. So we never have to. We never want to think that, oh, the side reins are this length. They were this length yesterday. That's the length they'll be today. All these little things, they change. We always have to be looking at them. And of course, it can make a difference in whether the saddle's a little further back on his body. All these little things, but we always have to be sure that the horse is comfortable in finding that stretch into the contact, like you just saw. That was really good. Now let's go ahead and trot with him because he's getting a little lazy there in this walk there. So let's go ahead and move him on up to a trot. Try to move his hindquarters away from you. Once again, he's got to work harder to get his hindquarters out away from you. You still want him to be a little close like that. Good, that's them coming around. You get there, and there we go. Starting to come around. That.
Good.
There we go. Now we're getting there. Very nice. Like that. Yeah. That's more like it. Every time the head comes up like that, we try to yield his hindquarters again. It's always the same thing. Of course, there's a certain amount of submission of that. When they're trying to point their hindquarters, they're trying to kick you. So it's a little bit of them giving that up too, yielding their hindquarters away from you, so they're not trying to point them at you. Yeah, that's getting nice now. Very good. We're coming around. Yeah.
Good boy.
Good. There we go. Like that. Very good. Now, right there. That's what we're looking for. It comes up again. We just yield the hindquarters a little bit. There you go. Same thing. Yielding the hindquarters a little bit. Just a little touch of the rein there. Good. Good there. Nice. Like that. Good job. Right there. Very good. Notice how he starts looking a bit springier when he really starts stretching into it like that. Really starts to push off those hocks and up into his back. Good. Really good there. Really good. And let him walk. A nice downward transition. Let him walk for just a moment, if he will. Keep going. Nice. There we go. Good. Good. Excellent. And you can go ahead and let him halt, and we're ready to get you up there. Good job.
Good boy.
And that's how nice when they start stopping like that and really just relaxing and want to stretch into the contact quite good. All right, once you're organized there, we can just go large in the walk. And actually, we'll start on a big circle at this end here, just finding your balance, letting him work into the stretch. Good, like that. Good. Working on that. By the time he comes up. Just stay on your circle there while you try to work into a deeper stretch. There you go. Now you're getting there. Good. Like that. Of course, every time he pops back up again, just do the same thing again and reestablish the stretch, which is usually getting him off of your inside leg. It's like when we did the lunging work, it's about getting him to yield away from that inside leg so we can engage his inside hind leg. Like that, good. Like that. You get him to stretch all the way down. Take it all the way to the bottom. You always have to go all the way down. Don't be satisfied till you get the whole length of the neck out of the horse. That's when we know he's going to start swinging through his back. Try that again. There you go. Good. Like that. There you go. That's getting better now. Now go ahead and try to go large down the long side, just keeping this big swinging active walk in the stretch if you can as much as possible. And then when you get to the other end, we'll turn by the center line and try a leg yield to the left, just like we did in the working hand. And just like that, we want to keep the shoulder slightly in advance. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Keep that going, just like that. And at the same time, try to soften him a little bit with your fingers there and see if you can get him to stretch. So while you're in that leg yield, it's the time to ask him to stretch a little bit if possible. Yeah, good. Like that. Go ahead on your circle again and stretch him on the circle one more time. Good, like that all the way down. One around the circle. And once again, while you're on that circle, you're trying to yield his hindquarters to the outside a little bit. And to move off of that inside leg like that. And when you get him to respond to the leg, then you get the stretch, just like that. That was really good. And just do that same thing again if he comes back up. So remember that when we do this, you know, the stretch comes as a result of getting the back to go up. It doesn't, you know what I mean? So that's what's important. When you did it there a moment ago and you got him to step off your leg and you got the stretch, that's the kind of stretch you want because it's coming from your leg. Go ahead and go large again. And we'll turn by the center line at the top and again try that leg yield to the left as much as possible, just letting him stretch into the contact and keep that big active walk going. And once again by the center line, just turning and starting to leg yield. And of course, with a young horse, you want to start your leg yield about right there before he gets all the way straightened out. Now, later on, you'll go straight and then leg yield. In the beginning with horses, it's always best to start the leg yield in the turn, then they don't escape us so easily. Like that, keep that going. You're doing a good job. Just keep softening a little bit back into that stretch again, but you're getting good step under. Good. And then once again on the circle, stretch them all the way down now. That's it. And again on your circle. Good, like that. There you go, like that. Good job. That's what I want to see. Now go ahead and take the diagonal now and change the range. And as you do, somewhere along the way, change your grip into your inside hand. Good. Get in there. Good. Walk is definitely improving. And the same thing here by the A. We'll turn by A and do a leg yield to the right now. Just the opposite of what we do. Now getting into get off of your inside, this new inside leg. Good, good, there, good. And then soften him a little bit with your fingers, see if you'll stretch out a little bit. That was a good step over, good control on that. Now onto your circle and see if you can stretch him all the way down. That was good. I like the rhythm of that. That stayed really nice and active. And once again, moving them off of your inside leg as you get him to stretch deeper in this direction. Yeah, like that. Try to get it to go even deeper. Stretch up yourself a little bit. Stretch really up in the saddle. Lift your chest. Good. We always have to remember how just dropping our shoulders or dropping our chest or looking down with our head makes our body weight go on the forehead. Keep working on it. There you go. See if we can work this on the circle. Once again, yielding him off of your leg a little bit more in the circle, trying to put him a little more shoulder forward in this direction. See if we can get him to step over and engage that inside hind leg a little. There you go. So you get the stretch deeper like that. That was good. Do that again. It's the same thing. When you lose it, just do the same thing again. That's what it's all about. See how you get the stretch from your leg, not from the reins. The reins are helpful in keeping where we want them kind of not losing contact, but we're never trying to force it down or hold it down with our head, with our hands rather. Back on your circle again. Same thing, yielding him off of your inside leg. It's a little tougher in this direction. The same thing again. And same when he brings his head up, let your hands follow upwards rather than trying to hold them down. Just follow up with your hands until he wants to put them back down again. Because when we hold our hands down, the horse tends to want to resist upwards against them. If we follow up, he doesn't have that same response. So it kind of short circuits that idea in the horse's head to pull up. He's going to pull up out of your hands. Just let your hands be carried a little higher here, but keeping that slack out of the rein. It's not that we want to keep a backwards tension. We just want to keep the slack out of the reins. Now getting to move off of your leg and see if you can get him to ask him to stretch again. Starting to get it a little bit. Keep working that. Keep working that on your circle. Try to leg yield his hindquarters a little bit more to the outside again. Not as easy to get him to engage on this side as the other, obviously. There you go. Almost got it there. Same thing. Try that again. There, got it. Very good. Very nice. Like that. You get the idea. If he pops back up again, do the same thing again. Do what you just did to put him back in the stretch again. This was getting him off of that inside leg. Let yourself carry your hands a little more to the left, both hands a little bit to the left, and move him off of your leg. So you try not to let him just throw his shoulders to the outside when you're trying. There you go, like that. Now you get it. Keep that. We want to be in the position. If we're on a turn, you have to be in the position of the turn. Your outside shoulder should be slightly forward. There you go, like that. And your weight will be slightly on your inside seat bone. As you get better at this, you should be keeping your outside leg back from your hip as much as possible. Like that. That's what puts the weight on the inside seat bone. We never have to think about putting weight on the seat bone if we just put ourselves in the position of the turn. that will automatically happen. Try that again on your circle, and let's see if we can get him a little more off that leg again, and see if we can get him to stretch back into it again. A lot of things to coordinate at once. Yeah, like that. There, good. There, really good that time. Now you're getting it, like that. Do the same thing again, really good. That's the way. You have to get to the point where your body will just do this automatically. You have to think about it. Right now you're having to think about it a little bit. But later you get to the point, it's like playing music. You don't think about where your fingers are going or you wouldn't be able to play, right? Same thing with horses. You'll get to the point where these things have to become automatic. It happens before you even think about it because you learn the feel. And that's a very different feel than just trying to grab hold of horses by its head and pull its head down, right? As so many people try to do these days. One device or another, like that. Really good. Really good. Much better. Same thing again, just a little bit deeper, kind of flattened a little bit, so getting the stretch. Be conscious of when that back is coming up underneath you, how different it feels when you get to the stretch, how loose the walk becomes. It feels like it's carrying you someplace. Very good.
Is it possible to turn that up a little bit? Yeah, it's hard. We have some rain.
Turn mine up. All right, one more time, same thing. I'm looking for is just that stretch and the walk from the walk. And of course, the great thing about the walk is you can practice a lot of it. You can do this for an hour without, doing any damage to the horse. Good, I like that, really nice. Getting that correct response. Look at that nice big walk we're getting now. Now that's really good. Keep working that. And again, soften him just a little bit with the rein. Once again, keeping that upper body up where you belong there, keeping that chest lifted like that so we stay very centered over our seat bones or slightly behind it if we need to be, but never ahead of it. And that's the problem. If we drop our shoulders or drop our chest, drop our head down, we change the balance in the saddle, and that changes how the horse carries us. It puts them on the forehand. One more time, getting that stretch all the way down for me in this direction. Once again, remember that idea of carrying your hands a little more to the inside. Your hands should come, you're on a circle, so you should be in the position of the circle. Your outside shoulder is slightly shouldered. All you just remember, your shoulders always should parallel the shoulders of the horse. So anytime you're on a circle, your outside shoulder is taking the longer movement, so to speak, like his is, like that. All the way down there. One more time. Let's see if we really take it deep. Get that effect off of your leg like that. Good. Now go ahead and take the rein and change the rein. We'll start to the right, so I think it's a little easier. And go back to the right again, changing the rein back to the right. And then before we go to the trot, just one more time, being sure that you can get that effect of getting the stretch off of your leg here in this direction now. Once again. So now we're in the opposite direction, so our body sits the opposite way. So now it's your left shoulder that's forward. Lightly. And then see how that puts the weight on your inside seat bone quite naturally. Yeah, like that. Keep working that. A little bit deeper, taking up the slack every time he comes loose again. So he stretches into the contact. So it's not just riding around on a loose rein, it's riding around on the weight of the rein with no slack between us, but without ever any backwards tension against the reins. You don't drive your car with the brake on. Why would you drive a horse with the brake on? Something I will never understand. Like that. Good. And now just go straight and ask him up into a trot. And just trying to open up his trot as best you can. He always goes through this little period of, I don't really want to do this. Keeping your shoulders back. And of course, once again, there wouldn't be any backwards tension on your hands at any time during this. We're just getting him to move freely. Now go ahead and take him on your circle and see if you can get him to stretch on the circle. Good, he's wanting to get there for you already. And keep him active. Keep going. Just like you did in the walk, there you go. Let him have the stretch. Good job like that. And keep your body just where it is. Don't tip over as he goes down to the stretch. Keep it going. We stay balanced on top of the horse and we don't interfere with the stride. Good, like that. Good job, like that. Good job. Keep that more active. Good. Keep it going. A little more active again. Get him off of your leg. Keep that going. Same direction. Just stay on your circle to get him back in the stretch again. Okay, keep your body upright. See if you can give him a couple of taps and see if we can get him a little more ahead of your legs. He starts moving a little more freely. There you go. Good, like that. Good. Let him have that stretch, but keep your body stretched up. Tap again. A little more active. Wanting to suck back a little bit. Keep it going. Good, good, good. Much better there. Keep it going. Now try to make it a little more active. Good there. Better. Keep it going. Good. Better. Keep it going. Tap again. And go large. Around the entire arena now. Now see if you can lengthen your stride down the next long side. Really, I just want you to think about going faster. So just think about just trying to speed him up or to get a little bigger swing out of it going down the long side. Like that. Start to open up and forget about it. There you go. Good. That's more like it. Keep going. Keep it going. Good. Good. That's getting better. Good. Now go ahead on a big circle now. Let's see if we can keep him in that stretch and keep it active and just stay on a circle. Remember, put yourself in the position of the turn on the circle. So you keep that outside shoulder slightly forward. Same thing, even though we're rising to the trot. Getting better. Good. Keep it going. Good. Go large now. Now go ahead and let him come back to a walk. And once again, try to stretch him right back out, which he's wanting to do already. Go ahead and take the next diagonal and change the rein. I like the walk there. That's good. Keep that going. Change back on your diagonal. Good. This walk is coming around very nicely now. Way better than what we started with. And that he's staying there more consistently. Good. Now when you get on the next long side, about the middle of the long side, you can go ahead and trot again. Have you been cantering him?
A little bit, yep.
Good, good. That was a little happier beginning there. Let him have that stretch. Good. And go ahead on a big circle there, just trying looking for that active trot. Trying to make him happy in the trot so he stops being so pissy about it all. Find his comfortable space. Keep the circle going. Good, into the stretch. Keep it going. Better, good. Keep it going. And once again, back into the stretch, a little more active again. There, good, good. Keep it going. See if you can make it just a little bit more active. Get a little more freedom of movement out of it. There, like that. Good job, there. Now, start. Like that. Keep that. Go large again. Now try and do a bit of a turn after the center line as you can, and just try to do a leg yield to the right as much as possible. But it doesn't have to be a big one. It can only be, whatever feels like a comfortable turn, like that. Good. You can look over the rail and keep it moving. There you go. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good. Now let him have the stretch again on a big circle there. Keep it active. This is getting better. Keep it going. Good. Better there. Good. Keep it going like that. Back up underneath you. Keep it going. Now go ahead and go large and see if you can put him in the canter at the end, down at the end there someplace, and see what happens. Now when you do, try to go one, if you get a canter, go a little bit in a 2-point position or a light 3-point position, but don't sit heavily on his back if you get it. Good, good, that's good, good, like that, keep that. Keep that, good, not bad at all. That's like that. That's how I want you to ride, like that, that's good. Good, now go large and see if you can maintain that. Just where he is there is good, as long as his neck is out in front of you, that's good. Like that, good, good. Keep going. Keep that going, good, not bad. Now after you, good, that's quite good. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now stay off his back there, keep him fully, neck out in front of you, good. Now try to bring him back to a trot. That actually went very well. Now back to a trot. Now let him have that stretch. Good, that's what I'm looking for right there. Good, there, good, keep that. Good, that's the best trot we've had yet. Keep that. Very good. Now let him walk. Now go ahead and change, keep that big walk and change on the diagonal. That was really good. Now the reason I wanted to do that was to see whether the canter would help him or hurt him. But I think he canters more comfortably in himself than he trots. So that was helpful. His trot was much better after we did the canter work. And just be sure that you keep your seat. He's not ready to be set on. He needs, just the way you rode him was really good. Just like that. Keep that walk going for a moment. I really like to walk now. Get that going. Now, whenever you're ready, in the middle of this long side, go ahead and put him back in a trot again. There, good. Now, see if you can pick up the canter at the end of this long side. in this direction. Good. Very nicely done. Keep that. You lighten your seat just like that and let him canter around like that. That's quite good. Keep that. Excellent. Keep that going. Very nice. Keep it going. Very good. See, almost see if you can open it up even a little bit down the next long side, but keep your seat really light. Don't sit down. That's good. Very good. Keep that going. Very good. Good. Keep that going. Liking it. Now, in the middle of the next long side, come on back to a trot. Just take your time. Doesn't matter. Take a little time there doing it. And then let him come back to a trot. Very good. And keep that trot. There we go. Yep. And keep him going. Good. Much better. Keep that. That's what I'm looking for. Good. Keep that. Right there. Good. Keep that. That's excellent. Good. Excellent. He's finally not sucking back. That's really good. Keep that. Very good. Very good. Keep it going down the long side. Excellent now. Really good. And notice all that pissiness is now gone. You're happy carrying it. Now let him walk. Excellent. And just turn right to the center and just go ahead and jump off because I want to reward him for that. That was really good. Very well done. Come on down here and talk about it. So what we got there at the end, I'm going to get Ron to turn that volume. It's feeding back. I can't talk. It's feeding back to me so much. Can you turn the volume down a little bit? Is Ron still there?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's better. Now, yeah, it's feeding back to me too much. Really, really nice. So where we got to at the end is what we're always looking for with this horse, because he, once again, whatever his past was, we saw when Ron bought this horse, these people were just beating and beating on this horse and couldn't get him to go anywhere. That's been his problem all along. So how much of it is mental, physical, I don't know. But I'm always looking for what's going to make him happy, what made him happy. That you did a really good job cantering him. He seems to carry your weight more easily and pushes back up more easily cantering than he does in the trot. Yeah. So that means we can canter to good effect. As long as whatever we're doing helps the other thing, then it's good, If he was canter was so bad that just all over the place, couldn't hold himself up, then we'd know, well, that wasn't the right idea. We'd probably say, don't even ride him. Just come back and work groundwork till they're strong enough. So, but that was really good, and you got to a really great place, and you could feel how. And there's less like in the walk work when you got him through and you got your leg to get the right impulse. You could feel him go into the stretch, how the stretch came from him moving off of your leg. That's where it comes from, because that's what gets him to engage that inside hind leg and push up into you to carry you. So being conscious of all that is really fantastic. Really good work today. So I think I'm perfectly fine with you experimenting with doing a little more canter sooner. That's just like we do on the lunge line. This trot's always better after we let him canter a little bit. So it's just the way this horse is. They're all a little different about this stuff, So use it to your, now don't overuse it, of course. I mean, that was for him, that was probably the most canter we've done on him yet that I've seen him do. Yeah. So, but he handled it well and went better as he went. So that tells me that he's just physically more comfortable carrying you with the canter than he is in the trot. So if that helps him, boy, we finally got to the other side of that. You had a beautiful, relaxed horse who wasn't fighting you anymore. He wasn't fighting moving, just being able to move under himself. And him finding his place is what it's always all about with every horse. Go ahead, your question.
Doing some more canter a little earlier on in the ride and doing more trot work after the fact.
Yeah, exactly. So if we find that's what, I was staying away from that a little bit with Ron, just because he doesn't have as much experience as you do. So, but if you can do it, but we had started to canter him a little bit, but I can see that really helps him a great deal. So by all means, mix it in sooner in your ride and experiment with it. See if it helps. You know, it did today, and hopefully it will the next time too. You know, we wouldn't want to go right to the canter, but you know, once again, they're all a little bit different. Whatever it takes to get to the other side of his mental issues about carrying a rider, you know, which seems to be this horse's thing. You put somebody on him, and he just wants to. His brain just shuts down. You know,
Yeah.
so if he's happier, like you know, when summer comes, he'd be a great horse to take out in the fields there and let him have a really nice long canter, you know, and even a little. We had even started doing a little jumping with him once before. We maybe mixed that in on the lunge line and stuff again, which he did really, really well. And all that stuff, if they're doing it correctly, it helps them. If they're jumping badly, of course, it destroys them. But you know, if it's with some horses like with him, especially you know, jumping from the trot, it makes them push off of their hindquarters. That's why we always want to teach horses to jump from the trot, not from the canter. Then that teaches them to get the positions into the fence correctly. Is a lot of people today seem to ignore trotting horses' defenses. They just want to, you know, canter and jump. You know, it's great. A lot of people get killed these days too doing it. You know. All right, great work then today. Any questions? That make sense to you too, Ron? Were you happy with where we saw what that got to?
I think it's making a lot of progress.
Yeah.
I know that he's a little distracted because he was training really hard.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I had the body.
Oh yeah.
Cancer was amazing.
Yeah, I thought and it was really nice, you know. So really, really nice. As I said, he'll be a fun one to take out when summer comes, when you have some dry space out there where you can really open him up and let him canter in a long distance, you know, over that and up and down some hills and things. All good for them. All those things are good for horses if they're working over their backs. But always remember, just going up and down, none of that stuff necessarily is good for them. And, you know, to go up and down hills if they're hollow doesn't do them any good at all. Jumping hollow doesn't do them any good at all. You know, so we always have to put that caveat on everything we do. If it helps them to get round and work over their back and carry you more comfortably, then good. You know, if we approach everything in the right way, it should. Great job today. All right, I look forward to seeing you next week. Great job. All right, we'll take a little 5-minute break and then ready for
Wednesday
Calvin.
or Thursday next week? Thursday? No, I think Thursday. Yeah.
Do Wednesday next week.
Hang on, let me just check my schedule. I think that'll be fine.
Can't do Wednesday.
Sorry, you want to do Wednesday? So Wednesday next week. Wednesday. That's the usual time. 3 o'clock. For me. 6 for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Got it down next Wednesday. All right.
Perfect.
See you in a minute. Great job.
Thank you.
Are we on?
Not yet. He's about to. Oh, we are live? We're live now.
Now we are back once again with Darcy and Calvin. How's Calvin gone this week?
Good. It's been hard since Ron's accident just to keep up with it because I'm doing everything around the property plus working. So I'll be honest, it's been hard to keep up. But I did get on him a couple times this week. One was a lot lighter ride. I can't remember exactly what it was. And then yesterday I just lunged him, actually. So, I feel like we're not quite maybe where we were a couple weeks back. But
on the other hand, he looks quite trim today.
Yeah, I tried to really pay attention.
Kelly hasn't come back, because that's all staying off and really good. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start. We can go ahead and start with lunging him.
Okay. We had a bit of a rainstorm while Hanna was riding, and I know she was struggling to hear. Yeah. I can't tell if we're still going to have more of that or not. I looked at the radar. It looks like most of it is past.
Well, we're having the same thing here. Big rainy few days. We got a week of rain here.
Oh, that's good though, isn't it, for you guys?
Oh, it's fantastic. And we've already, the reservoirs are filling up. It's wonderful.
That's great.
Where we were. I mean, last year was the first time our property ever went completely dry in terms of like all the,
Oh, really?
Plants and stuff down through our valleys and stuff, and I begin to have to actually water. I normally don't have to water trees here at all if they're in the ground, but I started worrying that they were all going to start dying.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this summer will be a better summer for you guys then.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good so far. I mean, we've already had record-breaking water, so and it's all come, at least down here, we've gotten it without any damage. It's just slow, steady rain is the way it's all come for us down here.
That's great.
Whereas Northern California got really blasted, so we didn't get any damage to anything. Just the way you'd like it. Just a lot of rain over a lot of time.
I think he's going to try and pee, maybe.
Yep. Like he's going to do his thing. Good boy, Calvin. He's saddlebred. They go park out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've never understood what that's about.
He's trying.
Come on, Calvin. I know. The old man at the water trough.
Okay, Calvin, if you don't do it. I can see him trying. That's why I'm giving him so much of the...
Benefit of that.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
Come on. Walk on.
Got a few more minutes to relax.
Good boy. Walk on. Come on. I can't seem to get you. There you go.
Wake up. That's more like it. Starting to put his game face on. You can go ahead and let him trot.
Ready? And trot.
Very nice. Now we're getting there. See if you can get him to be just a little bit more active than I was wanting to give you there. So you get a little more out of him. There, like that, we start to see those hocks start to push a little more. Good. Good. That's quite good now. Keep that. Nice. Good. Very good. Like that. Really good. Excellent. Right there. Then ask him to canter.
Ready? Canter. Come on.
Just keep that going for a moment. It starts to stretch out a little bit. Good like that. Good.
Come on.
You can let him trot again.
And trot.
How quickly that abdominal wall is pulling up there today. Very nice. You can go ahead and let him walk and then change directions.
And walk. And
Nice. Really nice big active walk.
boy. Behind him.
Go ahead and trot.
Ready? And trot.
Good. Like that. Really nice. Really nice. Good. Very nice. And go ahead and ask him to canter.
Ready? Canter. Canter.
And back to a trot. Yes.
And trot.
Excellent. Really nice trot right there. As you come back to the center line, you can go ahead and let him walk and halt and put your side reins on.
And walk. And
Good boy.
good job. Oh, no, we do have him long. I thought I left him short, but I didn't.
Body's looking really good.
It's funny what a week does, right? Like, I didn't change that much. I just have been more self-conscious about am I feeding them too much?
Yeah. But it's continuous work. They start,
Yeah.
like you and I, you start getting a good foundation there that doesn't disappear just because they have a day off or so.
Walk on. Walk.
Are you guys able to put them outside now, or are they having to stay inside because of the weather?
Oh no, we still put them out. It's muddy, but it's not too bad actually. I mean, they don't love it sometimes, but he seems to not care about anything. It was like freezing rain on him yesterday, and he seemed fine.
Well, he's built for it.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and ask him to trot.
Ready? Come on, trot. So dramatic.
Fussy there. Good, that's coming nicely. Trying to yield his hindquarters just a little bit more to the outside. Like that. Very good. And let him walk again.
Walk.
Go ahead and let him halt. Take your side reins up a couple of holes. Let's shorten them a little bit. You can come up a little bit. Maybe 3 holes on each side.
So they're at the last hole again. Maybe you had me loop it through the donut last time, but then I think I had to lengthen it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, do that. Try just looping them through and see what they look like when you just do that, but they might have to still get longer.
I think last time you thought it just looked too short at that point, but
Maybe so. Wake up, Calvin.
yeah, it's going to be pretty short. Like it shortens it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can just
go ahead.
I can just add some holes here. Actually, maybe like 2 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, my fault entirely, but I really need to condition these side reins. I can't get the. Oh, they're so stiff. There we go.
Well, you want that?
Wait, Calvin. Calvin, hold on. Sweetie. Stop. He's like, hurry up, Mom. Get this done, whatever you're doing. Because I'm ready to go. gosh, these are so stiff. Hey, Ron, I just need some arm strength here. If you could help me. I cannot get this apart. This side, yeah, not that side. I just need you to get this out of the. It's just stuck. Thanks. Yeah, that would be actually useful if you put more holes in it. No, don't worry about it. We're already here doing this. Okay, I think we're all set here. So, I don't know, I feel like. How's that look, Will?
That looks like it'll probably be pretty good. Let's try it and see.
Okay. Okay. Ready? Walk on. He keeps walking towards Hanna and
Come
Ron.
on. What are you doing? Come on.
Come on. Walk on.
Let's go ahead and ask him up into the trot. We've been standing a while, so let's get him moving.
Ready? And trot.
Go keep that going. Keep him relaxed into that.
And trot. Can't really get him to relax to it.
We'll keep going for a second. Let's just see if he does or doesn't. If not, we may do the length of him again. So give him a minute to get going. There we go. Better. Keep it going. Better keep that going.
Trot. And trot.
Keep going. He's starting to get there. Keep that going. Keep it going. Yeah, we're getting there. That's more like it. Good. Good, that's getting better. Good, there we go. Good, good, good. Just keep that. Good. Good. Good, there we go. Very nice. Good. Good. Very nice. Now let him walk again. Good. Keep that walk for a moment. Good.
I don't know, he just doesn't look very comfortable to me.
Yeah, he's just, we're gonna just you can go ahead and stop and just take him out about 3 more holes on each side. Yeah.
What'd you
Got to a
say?
pretty good. Yeah, let's take him about 3 holes longer on each side. Just give him a little more space in there.
Should I just take the loop out?
Yeah, try to just take this one.
Oh wait, if I
Let's
do
see
that, we're just gonna be back to where
Yeah,
we
that's all
started.
right. Yeah, if you can just go out a couple of holes, we don't need much. 2 or 3 holes should do it. Actually, if you want to make it easier, just unloop them. That's all right. Just hook them on because it's just we need to keep him moving here. So just go ahead and just unloop them. So that will just work them at a longer position.
Now they're gonna be really. They're probably gonna
really
be
long now.
Yeah, well, they're gonna be even longer now because we took the.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah, let's just stretch him. Let's like this for a moment, and I just think we're going to run out of horse here.
Should I switch sides?
Yeah, go ahead and switch sides. Yeah, I'm happy with the outside.
I'll tell you, one of the reasons I always pick sports that had no equipment is because I hate equipment. Look at me struggling with all the equipment.
Yep.
I used to run because that's all I needed was a pair of shoes.
There you go.
And then I did yoga, and I didn't even need a mat in my eyes. I struggle.
That's why I never liked working driving horses. Because talk about a lot of tact.
Oh, really?
Driving horses, incredible the amount of stuff that you have to have. Go ahead and trot him. Let's get him moving again. We can just
Ready?
the other side of that.
And trot. Yep. Good boy.
There we go. Good. Keep that going. Yeah, very nice now. So you can see he could come up a little bit from that. We won't change it again today, but this is good for where he is now. Good job there. And you can go ahead and let him walk, and I'm ready to put you up there.
He can walk. I think the last time we brought him up more, he did better. For some reason today, he just didn't want to fully.
Well, yeah. He made a good effort, good enough.
Because a few weeks ago we did that, and he did really good.
Yep. Well, just get some more holes in that thing so they're quicker for you to make the
Yeah.
changes.
And condition it a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so stiff I couldn't move it. Come on.
I know. I'm always shocked when I see how people take care of tack these days. When I was a kid, you got off and you cleaned all the tack every day when you were trying to. And you did it by hand. You didn't, you would never put water on them. You never put water on stuff. You
Yeah.
didn't want it. And the stitching used to always rot, so you wanted to keep as little water as possible. Nowadays, I think they've made stuff with different kind of stitching that doesn't rot and things like that. You can get away with
Oh, I never thought
not
of
doing
the
something.
stitching. Yeah. That's interesting. I think I'll need to get his pocket. Remember how you do these? Yeah. You should do it the opposite way. Hey, don't go anywhere. Come here. I think you're gonna walk off. I think that's good. Cool. Calvin, you've got such bad habits right now. That's what I get for just a couple times of giving him a treat. Very demanding. It's not how it works. No. Thank you.
He says you're pretty demanding too.
Come on. What'd you say?
He says you're pretty demanding too.
I know, right? It's so true. So true. Okay. There we go.
Remember, it's a good idea to have both your reins the same length when you start to get up. You had one really. I didn't want to stop you, but try to just
Okay. Good to
get
know.
outside when it was shortened up. Well, I like how he wants to get off in a nice big stretchy walk, though. Ready to go. Come on, you guys, you're taking too long. Nice. You're getting turned by the center line. Do the first little leg yield to the right since he's there and he's looking pretty active. Keep that big stretch going. We'll do that again when we get to this end. Again, turning by the center line and leg yielding to the right one more time. I like this big walk he's starting to give us here. So a little more stepping over. There you go, better at the end. Let's do that one more time when you get to the top up here. For some reason, he's always better from this end. Good, much better there. And go ahead and change the rein across the next diagonal. Nice big walk right now. Looks like he's going somewhere. And after you change on the diagonal, go ahead and down the center line and leg yield to the left by the center line. I don't care if you hit it exactly. Whatever feels like a comfortable turn at this point. Good, that's nice right there, good. Nice big step. Very nice, that's excellent on that one. Now on a circle here, beginning to bring him up now in the walk. Beginning to shorten your reins, try to keep the activity in the walk as we just bring this pole up. As we do, we position him a little bit shoulder fore on your circle. That going. You can shorten your reins a little bit, let him come up a little more into a little more of a working walk. Good. And when you reach the rail again on this side, go ahead and go large. Good. Step active, don't let him start to slow down. And go large and down the next long side, shoulder fore. Use the shoulder fore to bring him up a little bit more into a working position. So already getting better there. Good, keep that. Good shoulder fore there, keep that. Very nice. Very nice. Now turn straight and go straight down the center line and change the rein. It's always a good idea to do some straight center lines so they don't always think that we're going to be yielding, leg yielding every time they go down the center line. Going straight down the center line, keeping up a little bit in the reins, asking for that activity. Straight ahead and then track to the left at the end of the long side and shoulder in down the next long side. step. Now circle here at B, a big circle. Keep him up in the working position if you can. Shorten your reins a little bit. Let him come up a little bit more. Shorten your reins a little bit. You can active underneath you. Position him a little bit shoulder 4 on your circle now, just to bring him up and get him a little more established in the frame. Get his hindquarters to move over instead of just pop his shoulder out. Remember, when you're doing a shoulder 4, you want to look to the center of your circle so you know where you are on the circle. So look to the center so you can figure out where you are. Glance back at him from time to time, but that gives you an idea of where you are. Good, like that. That's better. Good. This is pretty good. Going with that. Now go ahead and do a shoulder in the rest of the way down this long side when you reach the rail over here again. You got a little off the bridle there, so use your shoulder in to get a little more power underneath you. Maybe a little tap with your whip if you need to get him a little more activated again. Go large. Now go down the long side, and about halfway down the long side, halt. And we're going to do a little bit of a rein back. If you remember how to do that. So always just let him stop completely still. And you're going to shorten your reins a little bit. But then you're going to let your upper body come forward so you feel your seat lighten in the saddle. We open the back door. We bring him to a halt first. So stretch up and bring him into the halt. Let your hands come up a little bit. Good job. Now just shorten your reins a little bit. Let your upper body come a little bit forward, and then both legs go back a little bit, and then touch with both legs. So you feel the energy. If you feel the energy want to go forward, just close your fingers a second. Again, keep your upper body a little more forward. Give them a little tap with your whip there. So you're saying, no, I don't want you to go forward. You want, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it there. Tap again. Give them another little tap. Good. Not bad at all. It's starting to happen. Good. Now go ahead and now stretch up. So when you want to stop the rein back, stretch your seat back. Now walk forward again. So it's a little bit of exercise at the beginning to just feel him closing his body a little bit underneath you, beginning to have a little more control of that. Like that. Good. Now keep the working walk and change the rein across the next diagonal. Actually, let's go ahead and stretch him on the diagonal ones and really make his walk come out active as you go large. Using your legs alternately in the walk. Really get him to stretch out. Little tap of your whip. Get him a little more. Get a little more than he wants to just give you. There you go, like that. Good. Now when you reach the end of the long side, to bring him back up into the working position again. So try to keep that energy in that step that you have while all you're doing is going to shorten the reins and bring his pole up a little bit in front of you. Feel it come up a little bit, but keep the active step underneath you. So what you do with your hands doesn't stop the motion of the horse. Now go straight down the long side. And halt straight about halfway down. We're going to try the rein back in this direction. Try to have him really straight. Let's stretch up and halt right there. Just stop following him. Good. Now you're going to try the same thing this way. So think about shortening your reins a little bit first. Let your upper body come forward. Both legs go back. And close your legs a little bit. If he doesn't move, give him a little tap with the whip. If you feel it go into your hand, you just block with your hand by just closing it, but not try to pull him back. Now, same thing again. And again, another little tap. If you go back, some of those cones are kind of in your way there. Try again, see if you can get a step back now. And again, there you go. You got one step. Good, that's enough. Just go ahead and walk him out of those cones. That's kind of tough to do that like that. We got to do it at the end of the long side or something. And just walk on in that. And once again, let him come back up in that working walk again. There. Good. Now go ahead and let him stretch all the way down on your circle here. Just let him really stretch out again in the walk. Get that active walk going again. Even deeper. Get him to go really deep once before we bring him back up. Really deep into that stretch. Take your contact and soften his mouth again to really want to take it down like that, all the way down. So we really get that neck all the way out of there like that. Very good. Good. Now bring him back up into the working position. Stay on your circle. Just keep shortening your range, bringing his pole up a little bit. Keep the same activity. Keep yourself in the position of the right lead. Or the right rein, rather, the right bend. Left shoulder slightly forward. Remember, your shoulders always parallel the shoulders to the horse. So your outside shoulder is back. Or did I say, I'm sorry, I was back. I meant to say outside forward, shoulder is forward, not back.
I knew what you meant.
My bad. Yeah, you know what I meant. Good, keep that. Now try to get a little more power in it. While you keep him in that position, get a little more power in the walk and bring his pole up a little more and see if we can get him to soften the jaw and pull a little bit more than we've got. That's getting better. That's for a little bit more. Come on, up a little bit more. Keep the power in it. The step. Pretty good. There we go. That's good now. Now prepare to trot and go into a trot rising on the circle. Now go ahead and give him a stretch since we're at the start of this. Go ahead and let's give him a stretch and get him really moving in the trot, just the way we did in the walk. Good. All the way down there again, like that. Get a little more trot out of him than he wants to give you there. You can get a little more out of him. There. Keep it going. Again, there you go. Good. Like
I don't know what you're doing, but
that.
no steering today.
Now get a little more contact. You've got too loose an outside rein. Take the slack out of your outside rein. There you go. All right, like that. Now go large in the trot. Keep yourself straight above the horse. Don't lean to the inside. Go straight, straighten him underneath you. And again, trot. So keep that going. Let's go ahead and give him a stretch again. We've got to get a little more power on him. He's starting to slow down on us here. So add a big circle there and just really make him active on this circle and stretch there a little bit. There you go. Keep it moving. This big circle out there. Just stretch and really swing it over his back before we do anything else. It's getting better. Keep it going. That's getting better. Now go large. Just let him about midway down. Just take the slack out of your rein. So you're not trying to get him too much in the frame, but just about like that is good. Turn after the center line. Do a leg heel to the left. Good out there. And on your circle again. Look to the left, onto the right rather. God, my brain's backwards today. Let your hands come a little bit to the right. Shorten them up. Shorten your reins a little bit. Again, not with a lot of pulling. Just keep the slack out of the rein. So there's no slack in the rein. Like that. Yeah. Getting better. Keep that. Good. Now go large. Good. Right about there is not a bad working shot for him today. Not as good as we've gotten before, but I think it's what we're going to get today. Keep that going. And down the next long side, you're going to do a little shoulder 4. Right there, that's starting to look pretty good, actually. And shoulder 4 down the next long side. Good, actually, quite good. Keep that going all the way down. All the way down the long side, take it right into the corner. Good. Change the rein on the next diagonal. And after the center line, turn in leg yield to the right. Together by the time you get there, I think it will be. And then turning there and leg yielding to the right. And big circle there. Circle in the center. Right there, good. There we go, it's getting better. Good. Yeah, so if we get a frame about midway down for him today, is about what we can expect. That's it, keep him active. Right there is not bad. Keep that active. Now let him have a stretch all the way down. And keep that big active trot. On the circle. Keep him on the circle. Around that circle. And trot again. And back into that stretch again. Should get him up there. Lock out of the reins. Good. And go large, and then not this long side, but the opposite long side, shoulder in, coming back towards the camera. That. It's getting better. That's getting better there. Good. Keep that. Much better. Keep it up there, right there. Now circle here at this end. Around your circle. Let your hands come together in front of you again. Just keep him acting and see if he'll relax into that contact there. Right about there. Try to push him a little more shoulder 4 on your circle. Seems to be a little hard today. There we go. That's getting better there. Keep your hands right there. Relax this into the contact. Go large. Shoulder 4 again down the next long side. Trying to go work for a little more angle this time.
Come on. Good boy. I think maybe he has to poop. I'm just going to guess.
I keep thinking that too. Yes, just give him a moment and see if he wants to do his thing.
Okay,
Well, I tell you, his back is sure looking better back there. Just the whole behind the saddle all the way to his tail there. That whole croup area is looking quite nice.
I was actually just admiring how he seems to have like muscle in this area right here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's looking really good.
Huh. You can't just peter out on me.
Okay.
These horses were used in war.
Get a good trot there, like that. That's a good trot there. Keep that right there. Just keep it like that and just go large. Happy with that. That's where he's happy today. As long as he keeps working and let you bring your hands together in front of you like that, that's good. Now go ahead and change the rein across the next diagonal. Try not to let much change here. If we can keep it like that. Good there. Good. Good. Now on a circle right there, bring him up. Now bring your reins up a little shorter. Keep that activity, but really stretch up. Keep the activity in him. Go ahead and shorten your reins. Bring it up a little bit more. Let me see what he does. Think about how those side reins work when they're hooked up there. They just limit the length of the rein. You know, Faerber used to say the best hands in the world just limit the length of the rein without letting them slip or without having a lot of backwards tension. Keep that. That's getting better there. Keep that. And go ahead and go large. It's looking better. Now try to do a lengthening down the next long side for me. Think of it just going a bit faster, but if you can lengthen his frame, see if we can get a little more out of him. Remember, you want to add with your leg or add a little tap of your whip if you need to, and then you're going to push through with your seat a little stronger, so you're actually taking a longer stride yourself coming out of the saddle. Like that. Good. Like that. Now stretch up and kind of try to bring that together underneath you, back on a circle again. Trying to form that wave that we just created there. Like that. That's getting better. Good. Keep there. Keep them up there a little bit. Little tap. Bring a little more shoulder forward on your circle. We're starting to get a good working trot now. Good. There we go. Now we're getting there. Much better. Keep that. Much better. Now go large. Shoulder forward down the next long side. Much better. Now the two of you are starting to look like something. Good. That's looking much better. Much better stride now. Shoulder forward. There you go. There. Good job. Turn by the center line and leg yield to the left. Over a little more. There you go. Good. Once it started, then you got a good one. Very nice. Do that again from the center line. Keep him up there in that working position. Now we got it. There we go. Much better there. Now, 20-meter circle. Think of keeping him a little bit shoulder forward on your circle. Look around your circle. Plan ahead where you're going. Like that. Soften him a little bit with your reins, just by giving and taking a little bit. See if you can soften his jaw a little bit without killing the movement. So you can just get a little more flexion like that. Good job. Good job. Right there. Good. Now go large again. Very good. Keep him right there. Happy with this now. Taking everybody a little while to get going today. Keep that and go large. Lengthen down this long side. That's a little bit of lengthening. Just throw it all the way. Push through with your seat. Good. Like that. Very nice. Now change the rein across the next diagonal. Much better now. Much better. There we go. Once again, stretch right up and soften him right there in the new direction. And on your circle here, just putting him a little bit shoulder forward. And asking for a little more of that working position. Bring his shoulders to the left. Hindquarters a little bit more to the outside on your circle. Come off with that inside leg like that. Asking to soften the jaw and pull a little more. Close your fingers on the reins a little bit. See if you can soften. Of course, always mean giving and taking, never just grabbing a hold. Like that. Good. Like that. And go large again. Shoulder forward down the next long side. Good. Much better now. How's that going? Very good. Much better. Yes. Little tap there to switch up. Now circle here again, thinking about keeping him a little shoulder forward on your circle to keep that frame. Keep him up in that working position. Shoulders a little bit to the left. Haunches a little bit more to the right. Softening a little bit more with your reins so you get a little more flexion out of him without killing the movement like that. Good job. Nice. Go large now. When you get to A, ask him to canter. Keep the impulsion in it. Maybe add a little bit of energy, maybe a little tap of the whip before, prepare, and then canter right there. All in one shot. Good job. And go large. Keep it.
Canter.
Like that. Yeah, canter. Keep that canter. Good job. Very nice. Kind of being a little bit of a 2-point position. Like that. Now stretch up and bring him back to the trot. Very nice. Now right away on your circle, trying to recreate that working trot before we lose it here. Bring him up, get your contact again, ask him to soften a little bit. We've got a good activity in the trot. Get him off of your inside leg again to get a little more engagement through his back. And go ahead and give him a stretch all the way down now. He's got all that good movement going. Let's give him a stretch and give him a little reward for all that. Again, all the way down like that. Really good. Now, there we go. Excellent. Excellent. Keep that. Let's go large in that big stretch, just the way you have him right there. Keep yourself stretched up. So you're stretched up and he stretches down. Teaches you more about balance than anything you can ever do. And change the ring across the diagonal, keeping that stretch. Good, much better. Keep it going. Very nice. Now bring him up across the short side, shoulder 4 down the next long side. Use the shoulder 4 to help you bring him back into the working position. Good. Very nice. Very nice. Keep that. Now go large in the trot. And when you get to A at the other end, ask him to canter. Good, excellent, and go large. And once again, kind of a bit of a 3-point, 2-point, so don't sit back too far. Get yourself a little bit in a 2-point position with it. That was a good transition, just kind of got a little bobbled with your body there a little bit. Go back and ask him in the same place again. Think about slowing him a little bit now, but adding a little bit of energy.
Ready?
And then good job. And go large.
Canter.
Keep that.
Canter.
Excellent. Keep it going.
Canter.
On the next long side, you can come back to the trot. Very good. There we go. Good job. Now, right away, shoulder 4 down the next long side and try to gather up that energy that's kind of going everywhere at the moment and balance it. Get back organized again. Another shoulder 4 down the next long side to help you bring the frame back to where we want it. Up a little bit and asking to soften by just closing your fingers on the reins at times. And sometimes it's the outside, sometimes it's the inside, but never seesawing. And on a circle here again, let him stretch all the way down now. Good, like that. Well, that. Keep that on your circle there. Nice and active, really good. Really good. Yeah, keep that. Now bring him up one more time, back into the working position. Very nice. Right there. Excellent. Excellent. How's that feel right there?
Really good.
Like this. Really good right there. Excellent. Very nice. And let him walk.
Good boy.
Very nice. And just let him stretch out in that walk. That was fantastic. It took us a while to get there for whatever reason. The other one was kind of the same way. We finally got there today, and all of a sudden everything just clicked in, and all of a sudden he kept going, and you kept going, and all the pieces came together. That was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it did take a little while, but I'm not as consistent right now in my own riding, so
Yeah.
I get it.
So
You know
that's
what I
cool.
mean?
We've had days where he's come up into a higher, more consistent frame, but that's when you're really working every day. So we always have to take that in consideration. Now, a year from now, it will be easier. A couple of days off won't make such a big deal.
Yeah.
Just like, comparatively to what he used to be like. Once he gets in the zone now, it's really quite beautiful. All right, you may stop anywhere there and dismount. I was very happy with where we finished up in a really nice working frame.
Good boy.
And those canners are getting easier every time.
Yeah, they really are, actually. Today I was very happy. To be honest, there was a part of me when you said canter, I was like, oh, here it goes.
But you held it together, and so did he. In both cases, this horse and the other one, the canter helped them both a bit today.
Yeah. And, I've been focusing a little more on the lunge line. When I ask for the canter, stay in the canter until I'm asking you not to. So I've been trying to just emphasize that,
Exactly, as you should. And that's exactly what you want to do. Because once again, if they break all the time in the lunge line, they're going to do the same thing when you try to do it. That's the whole point of the lunge is to teach horses to keep going.
Yeah.
To get the gears rolling and keep them going. It took a while for him to get the gears all going today, but he did, and that's once again, some days are a little harder than others. But once he got all the way there, gave you a really nice willing ride at the end of it. Was certainly never trying to do any of the things he used to do. So really fantastic.
Yeah.
Any questions today? I couldn't be happier with where that ended.
No, I don't, actually. Yeah, I feel good about it.
Yeah, excellent. Me too. All right, you guys, I'll see you Wednesday of next week.
Yep.
Keep up the great work. Great with both of them today. I really like, same thing, with your horse, Ronnie. It took a while, but once he finally got there at the end, all of a sudden, boom, he finally gave us what we wanted. He had the free movement and out of that, the ears pinned back idea of his, whatever it takes every day, that's where he's got to get to pretty soon. Eventually, we'll go, super work. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand what you said there. That you're breaking up on me for some reason.
I was just saying that Hannah's
Yeah. Actually, it just cut out. I could only hear half of what you just said for some reason or another.
He said, I don't know if you can hear me better, but
I can hear you.
Okay, he said Hanna, he feels like is getting to a good spot when she does ride him.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And we got to a great spot with him by the end. And that's the important thing. The horse like him who had all that pissiness, it's just about every day getting to where he's happy to go. And once again, it should get easier and easier as time goes on. Great work this day, you guys. Excellent. And I look forward to seeing you Wednesday next week, right?
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. That was a fun couple of lessons today. Lots to learn there. So see you next time. Thank you.
Good job.